Adam Sos here for Rebel News, and we are here at Briden Solutions looking at some prepping and survival alternatives with Justin Trudeau in charge and a uncertain political climate afoot, to say the very least. Many people are looking to the sort of prepping and survival solutions to see what options they can have lined up to ensure their families are taken care of, whether it be in the case of political unrest or an emergency. In just a moment, I'm going to be joined by Kristen, the owner here at Briden Solutions, to talk about some of the options available for you and your family. So as I mentioned, I am now joined by Kristen here at Briden Solutions. Thanks so much for having us here in your wonderful store. First time here, happy to be here. I kind of wanted to ask you, you're certainly an expert in this field. First off, about sort of the inspiration, why you felt there was a need to start this location, how long you've been here, all that sort of good stuff.
Yeah. We started our business almost 13 years ago. We kind of grew up with the mindset of preparedness, in that we were farm kids and our parents would can and they would have root cellars. And as farmers, you get snowed in and the well caves in and all of those fun things. So we just kind of knew to be a little bit more self-reliant. When we had our first child, we felt extra pressure because we now had somebody that relied on us. And so I started to learn and try and figure out what you store and what you do and how much and all of those fun things. And nobody was teaching it in Canada. There was nowhere to buy it from. When you tried to order from the US, they wouldn't ship across the border. So it just felt really overwhelming, and it shouldn't be that hard. You pay for insurance on your car and your home, but do you have food insurance, or do you have something for a rainy day if there's a road that goes out or a flood that happens? So
if people out there are sort of unsure and they're wondering about this, they can come into Briden Solutions from the get-go, say, I don't know what's going on. Or if they come in with sort of really sort of niche needs, you can probably help them as well.
You bet. Yeah. As soon as you walk in, we say like, hi, how can we help you? Like, what's your goals? Some people are going camping. They want to grab some camping food. Some people are just worried about what they're seeing in the world, and they want to learn what steps they should take to help and protect their family.
So then for maybe people out there who aren't familiar, who are new to this, who are maybe worried about things out there, can you just show us maybe like a little example of sort of a kit that people could put together here to ensure they've at least got something stored away in their basement?
Definitely. Your first starting spot always is a 72-hour kit, and the government will say that all day. They need 72 hours at least to get into an emergency, to assess where the damages are, where the dangers are. They can't come save people for basically the first 72 hours till they get their feet under them. So we pre-build them. So this is a 2-person, and it has everything in it for 2 people for 3 days. It covers all 8 areas of preparedness. So food, water, light, heat, shelter, first aid, communication, and sanitation. So this is a deluxe. So you have your toilet in a bag. You have your water rations. So these are good whether it's summer, or you can stick them even in your trunk during the winter and they won't freeze and pop. Wow. So they're weather resistant. Fire starter, hand warmers, a survival candle, heat bags, kind of the emergency style where you get in to keep warm, ponchos, a whistle in case you're stuck somewhere and you need to get somebody's attention, N95 masks. These are the food bars. So there's enough calories in here to feed you for an entire 3 days at 1,200 calories a day. And these have a 5-year shelf life. Okay. So a lot of the mistakes some people make in making their own 72-hour kit is they'll grab beef jerky and some granola bars and stick it in. That gives you kind of a 1-year shelf life. And most people don't remember to babysit their 72-hour kits and end up with stale or rancid food. That's not going to help them in emergency.
And then someone theoretically after 5 years can keep pretty much everything else and swap those few semi-perishable items.
You bet. Yep. Yeah. Just swap out the couple things. And we even have refresher kits. So 72-hour kit, light sticks, trowel, rope, gloves, a dynamo flashlight, which is you wind it to give it energy. And this can also charge your cell phone. Oh, wow. So multi-purpose, water tablets, purification tablets, soap, matches, an army knife, a mirror so you can signal for help if you're out in the bush, and then kind of a backup cooking system that's safe inside. So when the electricity goes out, this won't put off fumes or cause you more trouble if you need to cook.
Okay.
And the last thing is a tube tent. Keep you some shelter.
Great. And so roughly what's the cost for a package like this to get someone, if they have nothing, they want to come down and get something so they know their family's taken care of?
Yeah, there's basic kits and there's deluxe kits. They range from between $200 to $400 depending on whether you're needing 2 or 4 people, and basic or deluxe. So there's a variety.
Wonderful. Great. Yeah. Now, that's great. Family doesn't have anything. They come down here, they grab one of these kits, they're set for 72 hours in case of an emergency. What if you have someone who's like, what if I need to get off the grid for a month? What if I need to disappear? Can you provide solutions for those people who are maybe full-on preppers, survivalists, whatever it may be?
Definitely. We can handle the full spectrum. So this is your get you through 72 hours. Then if you want to continue further, we suggest you get at least 2 weeks of food in-house and at least 2 weeks of water in-house. And we have different water storage containers and filtration. And then we have lots of food options from a grab-and-go bucket all the way up to individual ingredients. We have a really wide variety to choose from and can guide people.
Well, we're in the back of the store here. Why don't we go to the actual store area, take a look at some of those things?
Sure.
Perfect. So now we're out in the sort of storefront area. We're looking at some of the solutions if, let's say, someone's going to be off the grid for a little bit. Yeah. Some of these cooking solutions. So tell us about what you have here.
Yeah, so the jet boil is really easy. It is with a fuel container. You just plug it into the bottom, click it, and it can boil water within 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how much you're boiling. So it's super easy if you're going to use it with, say, like a freeze-dried meal like this. Boil your water 30 seconds to a minute, throw it in here, stir it up, and in 10 minutes your food's cooked and ready. And this is like restaurant style delicious. So that's really easy to do in the backcountry. The other option that you can go with is more of a fire kind of cook style. This is called a Kelly kettle. What's really cool about these is the fire base is in the middle, and then there's an outside surrounding channel of water. So the fire goes up the chimney, it boils the water, and it cooks your food on the top. So it's dual purpose. So
now that we have our sort of cooking solution in place, if you're somewhere that doesn't have potable water you can use, how can you ensure that you've got a water supply in the event of a coup or an emergency or whatever it may be?
So there's a wide range of water options. If you're looking for something like you're stuck at home, you have to shelter in place, this is kind of our go-to. It's a water filtration technology that doesn't have a shelf life. Even once you've introduced water into it, that's one of the things you have to really watch about filters is they either have a shelf life or once you introduce water, then the time starts ticking. These ones are completely shelf stable until you've used the full processing available, and they are one of our favorites for sure. If you're looking for more of an entry level, then there's like a water straw. So you can throw this in your backpack if you're hiking, either collect some contaminated water in your water bottle and suck through this, or just lean down in a creek and this will clean your water for you. They even come in water bottles fully set up. Mm-hmm. And then there's different, like a straw that you can suck through and suction water out of a stream too and process that way. So there's lots of different options depending if you're like an at-home system or if you're on the go.
Right. Awesome. Okay. And now finally, we took a little bit of a look at the food, but let's look at some of the sort of big food solutions for the long time. You got some big packages here for some serious survival situations. Yeah, so let's pop back there and look at that.
Okay.
All right, so tell us about what we have here. I see we've got a food arc of sorts. What do people need? How do people get this started? Tell us all about these products.
Yeah, for sure. So once you have your 72-hour kit in place, then we say get your food and your water in place. One of the quickest and easiest places to start is a grab-and-go bucket like our arc. This bucket has enough food for one person for an entire month. Yeah. It also has a shelf life of over 20 years. So you can stick it in your front closet, in your garage, and forget about it. If you have a Fort Mac fire or a high river flood where you need to grab something and go grab this, your 72-hour kit and your grab-and-go water container, and you are set for a month. If you're an individual, a family of 4, you're good for a week. So
That's incredible. And how much does something like this cost to get you covered for that long a period of time?
There's multiple buckets. They range between $250 to $350, so it just depends which bucket you go with.
That's incredible. So someone realistically for well under $1,000 could come in, get fully loaded up for like a month or more survival situation. You can take care of them from start to finish right here.
Yeah, you bet. Yep.
Where can people find you if they want to come down?
We have a storefront. We're just located 8 minutes west of Calgary near Callaway Park off the Highway 1. Or else you can visit us online at www.bridensolutions.ca.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having us out here. And we're so happy to have been able to bring this to you. Lots of people have been asking for videos like this. We're certainly hoping to do more, maybe head out into the woods and do some survival stuff like that. But for the time being, I want to thank you again for having us in. And everyone at home, I want to thank you for tuning in. For Rebel News, I'm Adam Sos. Well, one of the ways you can ensure that things don't go horribly wrong on the political side anyways is by ensuring that there is independent media out there asking tough questions and holding governments to account. One way that you can support us as independent media and keep us doing this important work is by subscribing to Rebel News Plus. It costs $8 a month or less if you subscribe for a year, gives you access to some of our exclusive member-only content, and it gives you ad-free access to our website. Plus, there's always a 7-day trial period so you can give it a try. Hopefully you'll like it and you'll keep it. Again, Rebel News Plus at rebelnews.com.